What if you could completely skip the hardest, scariest part of a van build, the electrical system? The Comvolt 6000 claims to be the ultimate plug-and-play solution, packing 6 kilowatt hours of power into a shockingly small footprint. It promises to turn a week of wiring into a quick afternoon install. I'm John with Whitewater Vans, and as a professional builder, I wanted to see if this system actually lives up to the hype. While it's undeniably a massive shortcut for DIYers, there are some serious gotchas, from missing cables to a half-finished app, that you need to know about before spending your money. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the physical unit. This thing weighs about 120 pounds, and you can feel why. It's housed in a high-strength aluminum alloy. As a builder, I love the structural integrity and the look of the aluminum case. In a van, your gear is vibrating constantly. I want something that feels like it's part of the chassis, not a piece of luggage. When you open these boxes, you'll notice the power distribution units, or the PDUs. They are surprisingly slim. Usually, a fuse block, bus bars, distribution panels, and an AC breaker panel take up a ton of real estate. These are low-profile, metal-cased units that look like they belong in a high-end van. The lever-style connections make it really fast and easy to lock in all your wires. So what's in the box? It comes with a 6,000 watt-hour main unit, which includes a 3 kilowatt inverter, powers 470 amp hours at 12 volts. It has two 500 watt AC chargers, a 30 amp DC to DC charger for your alternator, and all the Anderson 120 splitters and data cables. It has an AC power distribution unit, a DC power distribution unit, 7-inch display, and the logic and power cables. The claim to fame on this unit is that it's a small portable unit that can actually power heavy use devices like a DC air conditioner. We'll get to that in a minute. What's not included in the box? There was no XT60 connector included for the solar panel inputs, and no solar panel disconnect. Those were easy to pick up on Amazon, but it would have been nice to have them in the box, at least the XT60 connector. There was a noticeable lack of documentation, especially for the control panel, but also general setup and configuration. The marketing material highlights a fully functional display unit, as well as full management capabilities via a mobile app. There was no app in the Android App Store, and I was able to find one manually on their website, but it was all in Chinese. Then I was able to switch it from Chinese to English, only to find the same lackluster state of charge amperage only display that is on the control panel. There were no management capabilities. I'd have to say the lack of documentation, the issues with the app, and the unintuitive connectivity of the components left me wondering if purchasing this unit was a bad decision. It was definitely not ready for prime time, and I was not particularly impressed. Let's move on and see how the installation went. Normally, a bespoke electrical system has a lot of moving parts and custom wiring and connections that need to be created. We have entire courses on our website that show you exactly how to do this. With the Comvolt, the installation was really quick and simple once you know what to do. The magic of the install is that the components just plug into each other with mostly included cables. There are cables that connect the AC and the DC PDUs to the main unit, as well as Ethernet cables that connect all the components for communications. There are two large Anderson 120 connectors. One of them we connected to a DC air conditioner and the other to the DC power distribution unit. There was a 30 amp plug included that was just sort of separate that required installation to another cable for the AC power distribution unit. I'll talk more about that in a minute. If you look at the PDUs, because they're so thin, I was able to mount them into a small block near a wheel well. In a standard build, my inverter and batteries take up a much larger footprint. Here, the battery is compact enough to sit under a floor-mounted bench, and the PDUs are tucked away, leaving more room for water tanks or gear storage. I'd call the installation relatively easy, but for a DIYer, it's a massive shortcut. It took about a quarter of the time a traditional component build would take. The chargers and the PDUs just plug into the main unit, and the 7-inch display connects via a standard Ethernet cable. No special communication hubs were required. Having said all that, there were a few gotchas with the installation that are hopefully ironed out in future releases. The way that components come together wasn't particularly intuitive, and it seemed like a rush to market compared to a well-designed approach. For example, the AC power distribution unit has an input plug that can take 20 amps and deliver power to up to 8 circuits. 20 amps gets watered down pretty quickly when you're spread it too thin across many circuits. The main power system has two 15 amp outputs, which would plug in directly to the PDU, but that would further limit those 8 circuits to a total of 15 combined amps. There's also a 30 amp output on the main unit, but you have to figure out how to plug that into this PDU. So that's where the 30 amp detached plug comes in. The instructions indicate that you should cut the end off of the wire that came with the PDU and install this 30 amp plug onto that wire. So the end result is a 30 amp output from the device that goes to 20 amps on your power distribution unit to power up to 8 circuits. It didn't seem particularly well thought out. When you go to install your solar, you'll first want a solar panel disconnect. It's not included. You can get one on Amazon, but then it needs to plug into the base unit with an XT60 connector, which is also not included. It would have been nice if it was in the box. There are 2 XT90 inputs that can be used for alternator and shore power inputs. Unfortunately, the system comes with 2 500 watt AC chargers and 1 30 amp DC to DC alternator charger. Of these 3 chargers, you get to pick 2 to plug into those XT90 inputs. On this build, we use the alternator charger and one of the shore chargers, which brings me to one other minor annoyance. These feel like fairly underpowered chargers. We normally like to have up to 120 amps of shore power input and up to 100 amps of alternator input. 30 amps for the alternator is somewhat low, and 35 amps from shore power is pathetically low. You could buy, build, and set up your own bus bars and shore power and alternator inputs that leverage those Anderson connectors, but doing all that takes more time, more money, and it bypasses all the value you get from this simple plug-and-play system. I'd love to see them include at least a 50 amp alternator charger and 75 or more amps for shore charging. What's my summary for the install? Overall, it was pretty easy once you know what to do and once you accept the limitations of the system. Build your 30 amp AC PDU wire, plug it into the alternator charger and shore power charger, and toss the second shore power charger in a box. Now that that's done, how does it all function? Let's take a look at how it works in the real world. The 7-inch smart display and the rocker switch is the control center. The dual rocker switch turns on and off the main unit, as well as just the inverter. The rocker switch is awesome. I love the ability to completely power down the unit with a flick of a switch, and same for the inverter. The control panel is a different animal, and it's not all it's cracked up to be, at least not yet. I can tell it's actively under development, and hopefully they can update it with a firmware update to have more functionality. There are buttons that should control the DC and the AC PDU circuits, but those buttons don't work yet. There are inputs displayed that would show tank levels, but those don't work yet. There's an indicator for how much current is flowing, but no indication of wattage being used. There's no indication of solar input or shore power input. What seems like it could be a great command center is really just an amp draw and state of charge display. And that's okay, but it could be so much more. Maybe someday it will be. There's also no documentation for the smart display, what it can and can't do, or how to set it up. So ignoring the lackluster functionality of the control panel, how well does it functionally power the van? In this area, it's fantastic. We can run the DC air conditioner at full power and still have plenty left over to run lights, fans, chargers, as well as the inverter with the stove or coffee maker running. The power output is impressive for such a small unit, and the 470 amp hours is plenty for normal living for a few days off grid. The other thing we really liked with this unit is the very low ghost draw. All units have some power they draw even when nothing in your van is turned on. We call this the ghost draw. For some systems, this is painfully high. The minimal draw on this unit, with the inverter turned off, it was only about 3 watts. Furthermore, the system actually showed us the 3 watts it was using. Using the main rocker power switch, you could turn off the entire system at night and come back to the exact same state of charge the next day, which was very nice. What are my summary and conclusions? The verdict, I'm genuinely impressed with the capacity and the power output of this unit. If you're a DIYer, it's a very straightforward installation of a powerful system. We have a system capacity planner on our website that you can use to determine if a system like this is right for you. And there's a link to that planner in the description below. The footprint of this Comvolt system is small. The installation is clean and the build quality is exactly where it needs to be for the price point. You'll need to make your own AC power distribution unit connection wire. You'll need to purchase a couple extra connectors and live with an oddly feature-lacking display, but once it's installed, it does a great job of powering your system at a good price. I'm sure there will be an app soon, if it's not already there, And I'm sure the display will get some new features added. In the meantime, if you're looking to simplify your build, but you still want 6,000 watt hours of raw power, the Comvolt 6000 with the PDU kit is definitely worth a look. If you have questions about the wiring or the dimensions, drop them in the comments. I'm happy to help you out. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If there's a different power unit you would like us to review, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the road.